Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, beings and beasts from this and other universes. You're watching WoWFilms. Once more, we're in Cataclysm. Playing through Vashj'ir. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Especially if you like the video, it's much appreciated. And if you want me to do anything particular in terms of videos at level 85, then say so too, and I will try my hardest to make it. So, here we are, in Vashj'ir. Still very much like Vashj'ir. On the quest now to go into, out of the Kelpthar forest and into the next section of Vashj'ir. I very much like the seahorse as well. I love it. All of this underwater stuff. Anyway, here I am in the cave, and I am being ported out here to the abyssal depths, where I'm observing a big whirlpool, which of course is very interesting. A little bit like Neptune has pulled the plug on the world, like a mini maelstrom, but under the sea as opposed to ripping apart the world. Anyway, I'm up here talking to this ghostly shaman dude with red hair. Rather strange, really. Not following one bit what he's saying, but oh well. And as you can see, the dungeon finder, you've got to discover all of the entrances. So this is a battle that I'm doing with a quest, and there are sort of lots of naga invading, and which isn't all too great, because generally naga tend to be quite dangerous, but as you can see, lots of them are dead. Only some of them are actually alive, which is a great tell, because a dead naga isn't really helpful, whereas an alive naga is. And then there's a massive naga, and the massive naga's about to die. Oh, he sort of flew up in. Oh, there we go. Oh my god, it's a tidal wave! There we go, there's your tidal wave. Quest complete. Yeah, nobody cares about the tidal wave, it didn't do much. Just went back into the water. See, this is what I love. This scenery is just beautiful out here, and you can see sort of a great big mollusk in the distance there. Wouldn't really particularly want to step on something like that, if you know what I mean. Probably, probably something that you'd rather avoid, in all honesty, Anyway, spearing naga. So once I've killed a load of naga, they then want me to go and spear them with a harpoon. You see, it's just complete racism against the naga, because really, no, not really. It's just the naga aren't very nice. That's why we're killing them with spears while riding on an underwater sea pony. I love it how that thing jumps out of the water, by the way. Just love it. Anyway, quests are really actually quite profitable. Love the quests. Tell me what you think of the quests. Did you like Vashj'ir? Because personally, I've played through a little bit of Vashj'ir, and I do like it a lot more than Vashj'ir, a lot more. Probably because of the mechanics, but also because of the scenery. The quests, I think, as well, are a lot nicer. I think there are some quite interesting quests in here. I mean, there are, of course, the, old kill this and that quests, but in the long run, I think a lot of the quests here are actually quite a bit more interesting than Vashj'ir. Anyway, that's my opinion, so, tell me what you think, because I'm interested to know whether so many more people do actually like Vashj'ir more, because I'm just interested. And I'm trying to fill up this balloon. So there we go. Filling it up with air, so that it can pull me up to the surface, no, so that I can breathe. No, it's obviously not so I can breathe, because I'm already breathing, but there seem to be many sort of air outlets, like a giant fart coming from the bottom of the sea, if you know what I mean. A bit like the side effects of Deathwing coming out of the deep hole elemental plane thing. Anyway, that big crustacean I was talking about earlier, I am now running around in his tummy, killing, you guessed it, naga. Just, again, naga. there's nothing more to it. Anyway, this quest I really love. Really do love. As you can see, I'm in a group with a couple of guildies, and so we are going to try and run the Throne of the Tides in a bit. So yeah, rather interesting place, this, sort of in the tummy while trying to commune with, oh god, do I have to wait? Oh no, I've got to wait for each one of these people to communicate with the giant. Oh no, I don't. Here we go. That's better. Okay. Now I think... No. Okay, no, don't worry. I was talking complete nonsense. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and commune. I mean, I'm not a law bot, as you will know already by now. I don't follow the law. Yeah, you should know that now if you've watched my videos frequently. I honestly couldn't, well, I could care less, but I mean, unless it's a really interesting story, I honestly do not care about the law, and so therefore I'm not reading any of the quest texts, you know, apart from the objectives bit, like go and catch a crab. What on earth could he want a crab for? And I'm stuck in combat. God, a crab, honestly. Since when has a crab been useful to anybody? I don't really know, but anyway, may help at some point in time, you know, in a set of rather bizarre circumstances. Might just want a crab to kill you. I mean, apparently the goblin hunters have a crab, but how many of them keep it? Probably none. I'm willing to bet 100,000 gold that not a single goblin hunter keeps their crab past level 10. Ding! Ding, ding, ding. For the first time in a little under 2 years, I dinged. I think I hit 80 January the 18th or something. Something like that. January the 18th, 2008. Yes, 2009 even. You know, the couple of months after Wrath of the Lich King came out. So, yeah, anyway, talent point. Haven't spent a talent point in a long time. I do like the new talent system, by the way. Rather interesting. And so, there we go, that's what the crab's used for. Anyway, zipping down to the maelstrom that we were talking about earlier, to do an instance while spamming general for a tank. Path of Frost? No, good. So yeah, spamming general chat for a tank while jumping up and down in some water towards the instance portal. This again I really love, sort of an underwater realm. Apparently Blizzard are going to implement a fully underwater dungeon, which means that obviously this one isn't fully underwater, if underwater at all, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but I suppose really it's going to play havoc with the mechanics. So yeah, as I suppose, it is not underwater. And are Casa heroics really that difficult? So far, no, they're not. But this isn't a heroic, is it? Really? I mean, this is a level 81 instance, non-heroic, normal. And I mean, still, it's I mean, compared to Wrath of the Lich King, compared to Wrath of the Lich King, this really is pretty cool instance. Well, I mean, we all thought that about most of the Wrath of the Lich King instances when they first came out, but I mean, it's something new. It's nice, really nice. And this is the first boss, Lady Vashj'ir. So yeah, she's pretty cool. Love the new pally abilities. This is one of the first times that I've really tried them out in a 5-man properly. You know, it's something that's actually challenging as opposed to the Chuck Norris face roll that was Wrath of the Lich King. So I suppose that's pretty cool. Now there's a loot, just in case you wanted to see. And now I res the dead person, which is obviously my favourite part of every single instance run, resing dead people. So yeah, there we go. That's what the axe looks like. I'll just read that. I don't really need an axe particularly. And so here's a cinematic, which occurs after the first boss, and basically the big thingy gets electrocuted when you turn off a pump, and then his tentacles recede from that side and from that side, and then a load of goblins go and take its place, a bit like they were stuck in the suckers of the tentacle, and then just go, and then they're all coming out to defend the fortress. But I think this is really cool. If you could swim around the outside of this, which unfortunately you can't, but if you could, that would be pretty cool. Anyway, back on track. Right. There's the next boss. I accidentally pulled. He casts void zones, and from what I've gathered from the Yogscast, they do a lot of damage, and I think in Heroic they also grow. That one doesn't seem to be growing to me, which is a bit, well, not disappointing really, but I mean, it would be nice if it did, because at the moment this is not very challenging really. I mean, we're probably going to wipe anyway, but I do like, one of the other changes that I like, along with a whole lot of others, as you may have noticed, is the fact that they display the boss health at the side of the